6. Is it Ith? Nope. Three of 4 skills. Skin of the Clade one. Let's have a look. Morning, anyone who's there. This is the second run of the session. Go shovel, let's have a look. Hydra Bro. I only found a unique one of those for the first time ever 2 weeks ago. Of course, being Wind Force. Of course, RNG being so fickle, I'd actually found both Templars and Tyraels before a Wind Force, which I found quite funny. SCR and MF with a bit of Dex. Not bad, but we'll do a bit better than that. One day I might find one of those juicy F-Rep rare weapons, but I have not yet. Sup phase blade. Could be 5. Nope. Cheers, Buffalo Jerky. It's been playing for what, I think half an hour now, and had a nice FCR drop, FCR ring rather. Otherwise, yes, I definitely need the luck for that Schaefer's particularly. It's about 2 or 3 times less probable to drop than the Death's Fathom, in the pits anyway. Let's have a look at that. Still a unique out there. There he is. There he is. 19 strength. Volume seems like, okay, well, is that on the mic? Put desktop audio down. How's that for, oh shit, that is quite low, isn't it? That just might be the microphone settings on the PC, I wonder. Oh, it's fully up. Okay. I got 2 items remaining, mate. I don't think I'll do Pindle just with the load screen times. I'm sure someone's crunched the numbers with the new, well, D2R being a lot slower than D2, but theoretically, yes, Pindle is a higher probability drop odds per kill, but I don't believe it adds up given the run times, like double with that load screen. Yeah, and so finding Death's Fathom and what was it, Schaefer's Hammer in the pit seems to be the way to go. Relatively low. Well, we'll put desktop audio even further down. Just give me a yell. I think that's about the best I can do, otherwise the mic just seems to not be picking up too much. Pretty rare to find a good one of these large charms, but they do happen. Few and far between. It's a lot of defense for a coronet. Check the game in Windows sound. Cheers. Nico Mario. Nico Mario. Right, sound. Volume. Input. Microphone array, no. I can't find it. I won't do this too long. 71. Is this changing the volume? I'll put it there and wait a second. That might register on the. It seems to be. Maybe. Give it a go. Bit better, thank you. Yeah, Buffalo Dukey. Okay, you're a madman doing Pindle only Grail. Have you found your, what is it, your Tyraels, your Azarath, and what's the third one? What's the third one you cannot find from Pindle? Or are you just going to do him when he's terrorised? I mean, sweet as if that's your jam. And how old do your heads have to be to not be able to do the pits? Yeah, fair call on mixing it up from the Barbarian, but yeah, you're right, like, what's he hitting? Like 75% chance, like, it's almost, or effectively as efficient as, 1.75 runs per run. So, I mean, yeah, it's tough to give up. I say almost because there is a bit of time consumed in the hawking itself, but so what would that be? I'm sure someone's done some numbers, like maybe 1.66 times, or like at least 50% efficiency of the hawk percent chance. Because yeah, I'd say run time, a good 30% of it will be in the hawking process, but even still, when you're upping your odds, it just makes such a huge difference over thousands of runs, even by a couple of percent. And yeah, GG rears. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, last night's stream I found a, wouldn't call it GG, but a cool find. There's slippers here. But doing the Grail makes me appreciate how rare the GG rears are, because I've found like maybe 3 odd pairs of boots, not particularly great rolls with tri rears. Was a weapon. I don't know if I kept it. It's an ethereal. Nah, I didn't keep it. Looks like I chucked it out, but like it had some good mods on it. Good mods on it, but not good enough to be usable. Yeah, that faster run bit is the clincher. But single player, you kind of just make do with what you find, because that's all you got. I mean, I had an interesting experience with excuse me, interesting experience with online play. I got my characters up to a pretty decent level, maybe like on average level 85, some in the 90s, and I found a 31919 small charm, and I thought that was the best thing ever. Like, I think I got the equivalent, well, at the time, I don't know how many burr it was, but that was relatively early on the release of D2R, and so I think I got it, it was 1,000 form gold, D2JSP, and I didn't do much with it for months, and that 1,000 form gold ended up being, I can't remember, but like 30 jar and that kind of killed the gameplay for me, because for me, magic finding is about 90% of the game, and I had no need, because I could just buy almost any item I wanted, with exception of like perfect rolls and so on, that I charge quite a lot, and just build a new character. And I was like, so that kind of compelled me to go to a single player and begin from there, and just know that option wasn't available. Where are all the uniques? I feel like I've missed a lot. Okay, lost my train of thought. And also with a string. Come here. Oh yeah, so 2001's also when I first started playing the game, when it first released. It was the coolest thing ever. I didn't have a computer growing up, so I'd go over to my mate's place and we'd play it on his PC, which had, wait for it, a whopping 512 megabyte dedicated graphics card, which at the time was like the best. And so a PC that could handle these graphics here. It wasn't until then, like fast forward to 2020, I think it was, when I dabbled back in the game before the Resurrected patch. And now I'm doing a Holy Grail, something I didn't think I'd ever bother doing. And good luck finding the Eth lacerators. Don't know if you saw my starting video, but I found on leveling Barbgantuan, I found an Eth lacerators, and that made me change the build to a throw barb for a bit, which is where I found my first ever Colossus blade, the grandfather, and then found the second one, which inspired me to then make the dual wielding grandfathers to 99. So one thing led to another, and had fun with the throw barb for quite a bit there. Surprisingly powerful, P8 terrorize and clear speed was pretty good. All right, so Buffalo Jerky, you've seen those Reddit posts. Oh, been hit on 56k, yeah. Interestingly, so doing this inspired me to reach out. I found him on Facebook of all things. The friend at the time, I was like 13 years old. I actually found him and didn't realise we were still mates, and gave him a message saying I was doing this, and just we had a good yarn and we catch up. I don't think I'd been 15 years since I'd last talked with him. But we talked about D2, and I shared in the video that I'd made, and he liked it. So it's quite funny, like how a game connects people, and it's quite cool. Yeah. I when I first started doing that Reddit stuff, I didn't at the time conceive of doing anything beyond just the Reddit posts because I thought, well, I'm playing offline and I missed that. What you do get online is that, what I say, a sense of camaraderie, at least community, and because you talk with people online, I was like, no one's seeing this, and it's like, I think this is pretty cool to share, and people liked it, and then it just kind of grew over the however many months I've been posting on YouTube, on Reddit. To this point now, it's just like, okay, I'll put up the videos and start streaming online. I've got some more videos coming of the Holy Grail, because obviously I found every unique excepting Death's Fathom and Schaefer's hammer, and I've captured all that footage, notably of the top 10 rarest. But I just need to think about like an artistic arc, artistic kind of like take, because I could just easily just splice those 10 videos together and just leave it at that, but it's not particularly engaging for your audience. But on the other hand, it takes time on my end to put something together that's a fun watch and something that people will have interest in. Runic tunnels, we'll have a look. Nope. Yeah, I've been sitting on the footage for a wee while now, with the exception of a few little edits I've chucked up on Reddit. Yeah, I need to get some new material out, so this will do for the meanwhile, just live streaming. Soon I'll be needing to gamble my gold, so once that fills up, that'll be full stash. So I'm all ears into what you fellas want to see gambled. Circlets, I mean, I don't know the odds. I wouldn't want to actually know them, but I could even gamble mullets, excuse me, for a 1 in probably like 10,000 chance of it being Schaefer's hammer. No, it'll be less than that, I'd imagine. I actually have engaged in Warhammer's this one. I have actually engaged in gambling for those already. I mean, like 1 in 10 or less are actually a legendary mullets, and they've all just been magic. I mean, so if someone wants to crunch those numbers, feel free. It's what, 1 or 2,000 for a unique, but then it's the chance. I saw the formula. The chance of it being exceptional or elite is then, it seems to be like 1 in 10 or less. So what would that be? 1 in 20,000, I suppose, multiplicative odds. I mean, there's still a chance. It's about the same, it's a slightly greater chance than it dropping in the pit, so maybe I should. Correct me on the math if someone knows better. Or we can just skip all the math and find it in the pits in the next minute, eh? I've thought about the loot filter. For me, it seems to encroach on the sanctity of the game. Don't get me wrong, I wish I could just like stack runes, because it's ridiculous the stashes I've got to have of like the ones I make, of like, you know, your low level runes that you want a few of, especially like your rails. But yeah, I mean, my mind might change on that. Just for now, you know, I like it appearing, especially when it drops. What's going on here? Especially when items drop, just because I'm used to seeing them like that. If it appears different, I think some of the original nature is lost. Alright, is it a perfect 131? Nope. Come here. Try gambling for it. Yeah, I reckon like anything to help improve the odds. And it'd be quite legendary in a way. Gamble for a Schaefer's. Although, what did I get wrong? It's a 1 in 10 chance beyond that. So it'll be 1 in 200,000, wouldn't it? There's 1 in 2,000 chance of it being unique, but it's then 1 in 10-ish to be elite, and then 1 in 10 for it to roll Schaefer's. So we'll go with that number for now. That's just some quick math off the top of my brain. It could be 1 in 200,000. Yep. But then again, the drop was like 1 in 80,000 from the pit, so you know, it's only 3 and a bit times, a factor of 3 and a bit times worse. So it's, relatively speaking, not too shabby. Clutching at straws here. Yeah, maybe I'll change on that, you know, kind of stash management side of it, because yeah, it just becomes mules and hard to find gear. Nico Mario, what's the time in the world where you are? I think it's 8 a.m. where I am. The sun is just starting to come up, and it's spring. Alright, it's got the fast run walk, nice bit of MF, but I mean, not that mine are particularly better. I'll do that extra gold for monsters, which does add up. Space. I mean, I'll identify it, but yeah. Righto. I think that one was probably ticked off on, or like most other people, on the first playthrough of your first character, the Lance of Yagi. Alright, given it's morning time, I just need to make myself another coffee. Well, I don't think, yeah, people would want to make that one up. A feudal cat fight. The sounds that it makes, it's visceral, isn't it? It's almost like a bit blood curdling. It sounds like they're both fighting in the depths of hell against and the hordes. Yeah, and bugger to hear about your wife, man. Rebels getting you through. Okay, well, whatever it takes, right? I'm just having my second coffee now. Not that I had a night like yours. Another 30 faster unlock. Hit recovery. Just missing, well, some res. Come here. I've not counted the packs, but there seems quite a few on this level this run. Most I've counted in a single run was 10. That was 7 on this first level and then 3 on the next. 10 packs elite and or champion, which is pretty good going. But that doesn't happen every time. And I'm told you can get four packs on level 2, but I've never seen it. That was 3. Yeah. What I consider an interesting little fun fact is that of all the elite and champion packs I've killed, half the runes nonetheless have come from the sparkly chest at the end. And I found a Vex in it last night. No monsters so far has dropped any rune that high. So yeah, like, yeah, if I wanted to go for fully efficient runs, I wouldn't be opening that chest, but it's seriously yielded about 50% of the runes, just that one chest on players 1. How many times did I re-roll? I probably only did it about a total of 30 odd times. And when I got this map, and I'll show you in a second, like, yeah, it's about 3 or 4 more teleports, and I think it's 12 teleports from the Outer Cloister waypoint. But there's a reason why I think the map pretty much can't get any better. So yeah, it's about, I mean, if I get it right, it's about half a second more. And I mean, I'm identifying uniques and a few rare items and things like that I wouldn't normally identify. Like, so the cost there is pretty negligible given, I'm streaming, so it's like more engaging if I'm looking at the odd item here and there. But so what happens here in this map is it comes through, and I've tested it like at least 7 times. When we get to this area here, the monster spawns are initiated, it seems, in this part of the map when I get to this component. So what is it, 2 teleports away? And so the unique packs are actually in the short section, and then a final 2 typically end up to be in this area here. So we'll normally get like one typical, the average run is something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somewhere in here, and then I get a 6, 7, kind of every other run or something like that. And that's effectively a short map. So I just teleport, skip out this entire section. And as I said, when I've done this run multiple times, when I've gone back after doing, say, the 7 in through this area here, there's been none. So that saves me, a few seconds. So I don't think I'll change the map. It just works. No matter how strong Barbgantuan gets, still not a fan of might and fanaticism. You're just 1 amp damage away from being in a prickly situation. Oh, see, amp and fanaticism. So I just take my time. I don't want to test it out, I don't get a second try. Softcore barb, yeah, I just get in there. So yeah, I'll spend the extra second or 2. Yes, less efficient, but the consequence of death here is completely final. So when you're weighing up those risks, risk of a slightly less efficient run versus not even be able to do another run again, yeah, I know it wins for me. I'm picking up some of the sets and uniques to see if they're just clipping together at some point, all the finds that I've had on the Grail. And the rarest of those finds is what was it? Shadow Dancers. I found an pair of those, and 3 pairs of Shadow Dancers in total. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to forget the days of what that grind was like. That video I made of Hawk Therapy, like that is not clickbait. That is not even close to kind of communicating where I was at level 98.6 odd, I think it was. And also like an additional psychological factor was that I had retired the griefs, which their clear speed was, I'm going to say, about 50, at least half to maybe 2/3 faster. So I had that on my mind when I was clearing the mobs. Also, I didn't want to manipulate terror zones, so I'd have to wait for suitable terror zones, which basically majority of them were in Act 1 and a couple were in Act 2. and the odd one in Act 3, but yeah, that was, I think it ended up being somewhere between 40 and 50 hours on that one level alone. And it wasn't until, 98.6 that I found that jar rune, and traps. It's like, yeah, now I just, kind of take it for granted. I've got this gear, including torch and annie, but that's what I risk losing right here. And I have to find that myself again if I was to. So, not overnight. No, wrong buttons there. One of the things before I started playing hardcore, of course, and I never thought I would, never. Given that, I think I dabbled once some years ago, just lost a character, and I thought, no, that's it. They said, play softcore and really get to learn that character before you do. And I did online, and I got my softcore Barbarian up to 99. I've still yet to do something. I took a bit of footage and screenshots and so on, but so I took him fully geared into the pits, but it was P8 and terrorized, and I just thought it was basically invincible, like massive level battle orders. He's got in-game gear as well, and the pits was one of the very few places, in fact the only place he's died since beyond level 98, so basically from 99, fully geared Barb died in the pits, and so that's burned into my memory. Soft cola just started again, burned into my brain doing this. It was amp damage and might plus, amp damage and fanaticism plus elite archers. Of course, that old chestnut. Yeah, paladin is quite a safe build. Although, I've got a, what level paladin do I have? I can't actually remember. I have a paladin here. Where is he? Eastwing. So he's level 90. But I've found, I was using hammers, but that spike damage he takes, I found overall the Barbarian to be safer. I suppose a Fist of Heavens build would be very safe though, because you can just maintain your distance. So he might. Where is he? I breathe a sigh of relief when I see might or fanaticism leave the building. Yeah, the quill rats are surprisingly damaging, particularly in like the halls of pain if you're doing like key running or whatever. When it's, yeah, just that poison damage on top. Oh yeah, and one of the areas I leveled the Barbarian was the when it was terrorised was the Blood Moor, and yeah, those quill rats are extraordinarily dangerous. In fact, say one of the most dangerous in all of Act 1. You know, that's in the Blood Moor. Like imagine dying there. Navinas. Best I found of these is a 440. I just realised I've not got a single juicy find yet on the stream. It was that way for a good hour or so last night on the stream until a Vex dropped, which is always pretty tasty. I've got a few towels, but not a single one yet in the pits. Well, that I can recall anyway. I mean, for funsies, for those that are here, if someone wants to crunch the numbers on the probability of gambling a Schaefer's hammer, that'd be great, because I'm kind of like got to make a decision on whether or not it's worth it at all to gamble, or just I just do circlets. But off the top of my head, some very quick math. So I'll put it at about a 1 in 200,000 chance, but against the backdrop of trying to find it in the pits, which is I think it's 1 in 80,000 with the magic find that I have. You know, 1 in 200,000 is only a factor of about 2 and a bit more. What was it, 2.5? So it's actually not as bad as it first appears. But my math might be well off, so that's only one caveat there. I have found a couple of eighth ones of those. I don't think I've ever found a worthwhile Barbarian help. Hello Daisy. So my dog's just come up to me in the morning here. A little white fluffy Japanese Spitz Chihuahua thing that I inherited from my fiance. Well, I say inherited. She came as a complete package with the dog. Let's have a look, see if it's death. No. Yeah, morning, babe. How you doing? Oh, my fiance's just walked into the room. Ginter's Rift. Yeah, Buffalo Juki. Yeah, it's 1 in 2,000 for a unique, but yeah, that's just gambling for straight up Warhammers. Is it Warhammers? What's the normal? What's the normal one called? I should know. Warhammers are exceptional, right? Yeah, Warhammer. Okay, so it is Warhammer, but yeah. So then it's like 1 in 5 is a. Oh my gosh, I've completely slipped my mind what they the class names are because I never look at them. But yeah, it's for it to be the elite legendary mallets. Like I think it's about 1 in 10, and yeah, so that's where it starts ballooning the odds out. I have got my Stone Crusher, a couple of them. Believe you me, I can't wait for the day to see that roll Schaefers. Yeah, Mace class. Oh, here we go. Could it be? I mean, the chances are so astronomically low, so it needs about 5 different mods to be worth it. But I'll keep checking. It'd be very cool to find one of those incredible Eth uniques weapons that I could use for pit zerking, but I mean, grief is just, it's too difficult to give up pretty much. Although I did it in the grind of 99, though this grind will likely take a fair bit longer than that. Chris and a Saber, I swear that's the exact same double rear drop at the end of the last run. Run out. Yeah, that's a good take on it, because is it even worth the money? Like, I don't need. I mean, I could always improve on some gear here and there, but gambling for rings and so on, it's like, yeah, fun, but I am after that Schaefer's, but are the odds so astronomically low it's not even worth doing that, because it's, every run with the gold find that I've got from here, and here, I think it amounts to about 100,000 per run, so it's about 90 to 100 runs, say thereabouts, every hour maybe. The stash fills up, so it's not slow building up, and I can gamble relatively good quantities of items per unit of time. So legendary mullet, if only. Yeah. People would only believe it if they saw it, and even then they might say it was fake. So 890,000. I'll just be starting to gamble very shortly. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I think I've got sufficient gold now just to gamble right away. Yeah, only 30 more thousand. So I need to sort my stash out badly. I've got too many items I'm just keeping from runs and so on. And of course, what I do is spare torches. It's tough to just throw those away. Right, what am I up to? Alright. So put that there just so I don't have any gamble items go adjacent to my geeds or any, and I just fear that in the rush of gambling that I might misclick or just move over a few pixels and sell a perfect 40 MF Geeds Fortune and hardcore offline. Not that's particularly good and Nihilus, but a single player in Nihilus is better than none at all. Right, here goes. Where are you? Where are you? Come on, game. Give me a Warhammer. I can't say I've had this much trouble trying to locate one. There we go. And the good thing is it turns red, so I know immediately if it's a legendary mallet because I don't have the strength to equip it. Cheers, mate. I'm checking them just in case there's some incredible rare rolls on them. Yeah, that big spender, yeah. Okay. 40 IAS. We just need cruel mod on top of that. And there's one, a legendary hammer. So that's the chances. Oh, it's got the Fool's mod. But yeah, so it turns out red. So the chance of me accidentally selling it should be pretty low. So how many mullets was that before I got? See, the second one. 40 IAS again. I mean, look at that. Look at that. What's that? 329 ED with a socket. Come ready with a socket. With mid and max damage. No IAS. 227, 271. I'm just going to keep that for posterity. Tell me I've got room for the thing. Oh, isn't that hilarious? I barely have room for it. Oh, that's silly, Ryan. I need to sort the stash out. Look at it. Look at that. That's the kind of thing. I needed it to be Schaefer's though. I mean, single player, yeah. That wouldn't be worth anything online. 19 strength. That ain't half bad. Yeah, 1 in 10 chance, I'd agree, man. It seems to be that. I saw the formula for calculating it, but I need to know item level, quality level. It's like, can't be bothered trolling through the internet for that. Just going to timestamp that. What was it? An hour 31. 131. That's just so I can do a screen recording of it later and yeah. There's one other one. Nope. A double socketed 30 IAS, but no enhanced damage. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that legendary mullet online. It's definitely made the rounds with the, it's one of the paladins, jewels, the good-mannered paladin. It has like the Fools mod, the 40 IAS, the 2 sockets. Of course, it's got 2 low runes in it. But yeah, it's like, I'm assuming its damage is actually approaching that of Grief, which is ridiculous. But can't gamble Ethereal, so it won't be happening here. 40 IAS with the Fool's mod. I mean, maybe if that was a legendary mullet and Ethereal, found that during the pits, that'd be cool. Maybe I'd consider changing out from Grief with something like that. But I need the Zod, which I do not have, or a second Cham, which I do have, 1 Cham. So it's in the realm of possible. Yeah, that legendary mullet must be worth, yeah, people would pay real money for it, kind of thing. Probably one of the rarest items in the game, and like desirable anyway, to get all those mods on one. Phenomenal. Oh, so you reckon putting all the gold next to Geed is the way to go? I'll put 1 gold pole next to him. So he knows it's a serious business. Influences odds of selling me that Schaefer's hammer. Where are you? Come on. We'll get there. Crikey. It does exist. Wow. Oh, I was just there. I was too much in the zone of refreshing. Here we go. IAS. That's it though. 20 IAS, 297 ED, 7 strength, and it repairs. I mean, you can't gamble. Oh, you can't gamble. The theory of it, that would have been close to a weapon swap if it was, because I could upgrade that to a legendary mallet. What the nice fire is. It's strange, you know. I've gambled a few of these, and this the second time it's turned up in just this gambling session. Maybe the game's trying to send me a sign. Or maybe up it and see which is better, and actually give those legendary mullets a couple of wheels in the pits just to see how they go. Cheers, mate. Well, Buffalo Jerky, yeah, have a good one. Hope work goes well for you. And yeah, catch you around. .40 IAS. That would have been good on the other one. Damage to demons as well. Crikey. But no. That's quite fun actually. There's a chance, a realistic chance that I could find a weapon. I mean, clear speed wouldn't be as fast, but weapon that might be usable without too much cost to clear speed in the pits. And how cool would that be to use a legendary mullet to find a unique legendary mullet? Because I'm based on the odds, well, it's about 3 times more likely to show up than the other item I'm after, being the Death's Fathom. The Death's Fathom is about 1 in 30,000 with the MF I've got, and the Schaefer's hammer is about 1 in 80,000. So it's more likely that I'm going to end up trying to get Schaefer's than it is Death's Fathom in the end. I say that, but you never know with RNG. Oh, I forgot about my gold. 50 ED. Is that it? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, cool finds this run. It's this legendary mullet, gambled, which I will test in the pits to see if it's, you know, viable without too much cost against clear speed. Obviously there will be quite a bit against grief, because grief is just, well, it's just grief. That, and interestingly, another, but with 20 IAS, again with some strength. Had the repair mod, so, you know, if that had dropped, you know, roll it ethereal, but can't gamble ethereal mods while, yeah, with Geed or anyone. So yeah, that. And what other drop was there? Nothing that I can recall actually on this run. It was relatively dry. Okay, well, until next time.